Okay, we'll now have a look and see what questions have been submitted during the first half of the presentation. You can still submit questions throughout the rest of the presentation as well by using the window on the right hand side of the screen. I don't know, Rachel, have you got any to go through first?
Yeah, some of you submitted questions when you registered, which I'm going to go through and answer. So first up, we've got, if my product cannot be categorized by the WTL, what do I do next? Well, as Richard mentioned, you can do this by submitting a new technology application on the website. It's a simple process, so that submitting a new product application, as shown earlier. Also, there's a video that will take you through the process, so easy peasy, you've got lots of support on the website. Second question is, as my product is a retrofit, does it qualify for the capital allowance scheme, and if not, can I still list my product on the WTL? Well, this will depend on the type of retrofit product you have and whether it fits within any of the existing technology categories. If it doesn't fit within these categories, you will need to submit a new technology application where the category itself will be assessed for suitability. If you wish to discuss it, please give the helpline a call. There'll be someone available and we'll be happy to talk you through it. And then the next question is there a government grant available for companies to invest in this equipment? I'm afraid the answer to this is no, not through the WTL, as it's not a grant scheme. Okay, Richard, do you have any questions?
Thank you. Yep, there's been a few sent through, both throughout the beginning and also while you've been talking. Will we have a copy of the slides at the end? Yes, they'll be sent out following the webinar, and this is also being recorded as well, so you'll be able to watch the video as well. Have you got materials explaining the tax benefits in a simple way for us to use in our own marketing materials? We do have generic information about the enhanced capital allowance and also how it applies to the products on the water technology list as sort of specific material that can be put in things like proposals as well, and also your marketing materials. Rachel will come on to talk about some of that in the next section in terms of what materials that we have available for you as well. How long can we expect that HMRC will continue to provide funding via the ECA? We've had no indication, as far as we're aware, the funding will keep continuing for this. I would say indefinitely at the moment. There's no end in sight at the moment. Can't really give too much more on that, to be honest. Could you please elaborate on what can be claimed for under the enhanced capital allowance scheme for installation costs of an ECA qualified product? Yes, you can also claim for the installation costs of the product as well as the actual capital cost of purchasing the product as well. And again, you just add that to the same category on the tax return form. I'm confused as to the comment, it needs to be a system factory manufactured, not bespoke. I'm guessing that relates to the grey water recovery and reuse equipment. It kind of falls across two categories, that one, because it is a reuse category. So there'll be two possibilities. The first is that it will be a standardised off-the-shelf grey water harvesting unit, in which case it can be, you can apply to have it added to the list under the standardised grey water recovery and reuse equipment category. Alternatively, it might be the case that there's a more bespoke system that the end business requires, in which case this is also a water recovery and reuse system. So if it's more bespoke, you can apply to have it certified under the systems category, which is the one that the end user applies for rather than the manufacturer of the system. Hopefully that makes sense. If you feel I've not answered any of your questions properly, then please submit another one, and I'll try and come back to it later on. There's a couple more that are more specific questions with a specific issue, so I'll try and answer them directly if that's okay. And in the meantime, we'll move on with the presentation, but keep submitting the questions and we'll come back to them at the end. And yeah, I'll hand over to Rachel, who will now go through the next part of the presentation.